Hello and welcome to my show. Today I am going to tell you all about the current locations of Mahabharata and Ramayana places. Let's start with Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh there is a place named Chitrakoot. This place is famous because it is believed that Lord Ram's younger brother Bharat came to meet him and asked him to retain the throne of Ayodhya. But Lord Ram refused. It is also believed that Lord Ram did their father's last rituals in that place. Now, let's talk about Prayagraj. It is believed that Lord Ram met Nisadraj, a tribal king, in Prayagraj. Ayodhya is famous because Lord Ram was born in Ayodhya. Now let's jump into Kausala. Lord Krishna's one of the wife was born, known as Satya. In this kingdom, another princess was born, known as Kaikeyi. She was one of the mothers of Lord Ram, and she wanted her son to become the king, so she sent Lord Ram to an exile. Now, let's talk about Varnavas and Kasi. In that place, a castle called Lakshadweep was made by Duryodhan. That castle was made with wax. So when the Pandavas came to live in that castle, Duryodhan burnt that castle. But due to intelligence of the Pandavas and their mother, they escaped from that place. Now let's talk about Kasi. Kasi is famous for many reasons, but one of the reasons is that three princesses, Amba, Ambika and Ambalika, were born in that place. Ambalika and Ambika were the princesses who married the father of Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Even Amba was going to marry, but she declined it. She thought this marriage is totally wrong. She did many rituals and was born in Panchal as Sri Khandani. We'll talk about it after some time. Now let's talk about Panchal. One of the princesses of Panchal is Panchali, or you can call her as Draupadi. Draupadi's father was Draupad, and Draupadi had two siblings. One was her brother, Dhishtadyumna, and the second you could say she was a transgender, so a boy and a girl, so like a sister and a brother together. She was Sri Khandani. Yes, that girl, that princess, who was also known as Amba. Now let's talk about Mathura. Mathura is really famous because of Lord Krishna. There is a place known as Nandagaon. Nandagaon was named after a person named Nanda, who was one of the fathers of Krishna. Then let's talk about Barsana. Barsana is the home of Radharani. And now Govardhan Hill, or the place Govardhan, is famous because of its hills. Govardhan Hill was lifted by Lord Krishna by his little finger in his left hand. Then let's talk about Mathura. Yeah, you could think that why are there like two Mathuras? In Mathura there is a Mathura? Oh my god. No, like you could say that the district. You could say that the district was named after the place Mathura, in the Mathura district. Yeah, it feels so funny, I know. Now let's jump to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is actually so pretty place. Vrindavan is a place where Lord Krishna lived 6 or 7 years. Now Gokul was the place where Lord Krishna lived like 2 or 3 years. It was actually burned, so they went to Vrindavan. So now let me tell you the thing again so that you can understand it properly. Lord Krishna was born in Mathura. Then his real father, you could say, went to Nandagaon and just gave the newborn child to a guy named Nanda, who was the king of that place, you could say. And then they went to Gokul. In Gokul, they were living very happily for 1 or 2 years. Then suddenly, the king of Mathura, Kamsa, burnt that place. So they have to run off and come to Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, Lord Krishna lived for 6 or 7 years, and there he met goddess Radha, who came from Barsana with her friends to play. Now let's go to Bihar. In Bihar, there is a place called Sitamani. In that place, goddess Sita was found. She was found when King Janak was digging the ground up. Inside the ground, yeah, it feels so weird, but yeah. Now let's go to Magadha. In Magadha, Jarasandha was born, and he even died in that place due to Bhima and Krishna's intelligence. And he even ruled that. So you could say that he lived their lifetime, or his whole life he lived in that place. If you want to know more about Jarasandha, how he was, you could say, born and how he died and all stuff, then please comment below. Now let's talk about Buxar, a place where Ram had his Gurukul. Ram and his 4 brothers studied in Buxar. Let's jump in Gujarat. There is a place known as Prabhasa. It was the place where Lord Krishna died. There are so many temples which is dedicated to Lord Krishna in Prabhasa. If you want to know more about how he died and why the picture looks so odd, why it's the arrow went inside the leg and he died, this is so non-common, then please comment below. I will just tell you everything about all of these, and who is that guy also, I will tell you. Now let's go to Dwarika. Dwarika is a very nice place. It is famous because Krishna ruled in that place. He was called Dwarikadhish. Actually, now the castle is summarized in the water. Now let's go to Karnataka. In Karnataka, there is a place called Kiskinda. In Kiskinda, Lord Hanuman was born. When Lord Rama was resting in Pampa Sarovar, he saw Lord Hanuman. And it was a place where Lord Hanuman and Lord Ram met for first time. Now let's talk about Vidarbha. One of the princesses of Vidarbha was Rukmani, Krishna's chief wife. Rukmani has a very long story. If you just want to know, she looks so pretty in this picture. Yeah, she's very pretty. One of the most prettiest person. In that Yug, you could say Yug is time period. So, if you just want to know about her lifetime, her life is so different. So different from any of us. Like, she was one of the most different princess in that yug, you could say. So now let's talk about Panchavati. Panchavati is the place where it is believed that goddess Sita saw a golden deer. Even this has a long story. Now let's go to Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, there is a place known as Ujjain. Ujjain is famous because it was the Gurukul of Lord Krishna, and it was the place where Lord Krishna met Sudama for first time. Now let's talk about Odisha. After Lord Krishna died, his heart was transferred into wood, which floated and came to Puri. And the king of Puri constructed the idol of Jagannath in Puri Dham, which is now famous for its Jagannath temple. Now let's go to Rajasthan. There was a kingdom known as Maste. It was the place where Abhimanyu and Uttara got married. It was the place where all the 5 Pandavas with Draupadi lived during their exile. Ujjain is a place in Himachal Pradesh. It is famous because it was the Gurukul of Pandavas and Kauravas under the guidance of Guru Dronacharya. Now here is a summary of so many places. Just take a look in this map. Just take a screenshot of it. I will explain you everything in detail in the next slide. So, here we can see Gandhar. Here was Gandhar, if you didn't see. In Gandhar, there was a king known as Sakuni. He was one of the main characters of Mahabharata, and his sister was Gandhari, who was the mother of the Kauravas. Yeah, the 100 Kauravas, and even they had one sister. Now let's talk about Madra. Madra was a kingdom in Pakistan. Yeah, Gandhar and Madra were the kingdoms in Pakistan. One of the princesses of Madra was Madri, the second wife of Pandava, the mother of Sahadev and Nakul. In that place there was another princess known as Madri or Lakshmana. Yeah, both of them were known as Madri because they were the princesses of the kingdom Madra. Lakshmana was one of the wives of Lord Krishna. Dandakvan was one of the forests which Lord Ram crossed during his exile. Janakpur was the kingdom where goddess Sita was brought up. And in that place only, Ayodhya's 4 princes and Janakpur's 4 princesses were married. Now let's talk about Kuru dynasty. Although Anga, Indraprasth was one of the part of Kuru dynasty, but it was separated. I will tell you why it was separated after some time. So Kuru dynasty was famous because it was the place where Pandavas and Kauravas were born. The king and queen of Kuru dynasty were Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. Anga was one part given to Karna as a gift by Duryodhan. Indraprasth was one part of Kuru dynasty given to the Pandavas to rule. by Duryodhan, but not by willing. This is a summary of the places Lord Ram travelled during his exile. Please note down if you want or just take a screenshot. If you want me to explain all about Sri Lanka where Lord Ram travelled during his exile, please write in comments. Thank you. Subscribe for more.